your motorsport and motoring radio show. Now on 88.5 FM, The Valley Comes Alive. And podcasting across iTunes and talkandpower.com.au.
Anyway, let's get this podcast started. Episode 221.
221.
221.
It's the same size as the motor in your Falcon.
It is. It's one of the greatest motors ever built by Ford. The green in colour, by the way. I'm your host, Nick DeChembry. I'm joined with our co-hosts, Simon Gonzo Travellini over there and Michelle Morrison over there.
Hello, hello.
Did you guys go on the march yesterday?
No, I didn't, but I saw lots of friends on Facebook that did go, so...
It was huge.
It was, yeah.
Yeah,
Looked
I wasn't
to be
allowed to
big
go. I
crowd.
got banned.
You weren't allowed to go? Who stopped you from going?
Well, Nicole took the car, so
Oh, okay.
couldn't
You
go.
don't
I
have
want to take
another
the
car?
kids.
Okay.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
They're, you know, like the media's trying to, and the politicians are trying to say there was an anti-immigration march. And if you follow Arvi on Rebel News, where he did a live stream for 3 hours and he went into the crowd in Melbourne and spoke to them, there was plenty of Australians like you and I who either migrated themselves or their parents migrated, or grandparents, or plenty of people, ethnic.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, ultimately we're all migrants to this country. The protest was about mass migration, about 1,500 people coming every single day. You know, you do quick maths on that. Let's say that they're all families of four. That means that we need to build 375 new houses every day.
Yeah.
Just to put that in perspective. Similarly, you need to have 375 new jobs every day. It's... And, you know, I was arguing with a journalist about this because he thinks that I'm a racist because I'm against it. I'm going, well, how could I be a racist? I'm a wog. It's impossible. But anyway, I said to him, I don't know how school is when you went to school, but around year 8 when I went to school, they taught us in economics the law of supply and demand.
Yeah.
And I said, if you want to keep house prices high and you want to keep wages low, you know, this would be a good way to do it, to let all these people in. And he said, oh, you know, you're just another one of those idiots that, you know, people like Gina want out there promoting this stuff. And I said, do you think Gina Reinhardt and the rest of the billionaires don't want mass migration? Is that what you think? Do you think that it's in their best interest if they don't have 1,500 people coming in? If you own a lot of assets and the price of assets are going up, then it's in your best interest to keep those people coming in, yeah? And if you own businesses that employ thousands of people and you want to keep wages low, then it's in your best interest to keep those people coming in, yeah? So what do you reckon? You reckon Gina's for it or against it?
I'd say that she would be for it.
For it, 100%. She's probably sponsoring him. Anyway, a bit disappointed you guys didn't go, but anyway.
Oh, you didn't go.
Well, I didn't think that I would be coming in and talking about the weather just straight off the bat, but how good was the sun today?
Oh, it was magic.
So good.
It was.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It was such a nice day. I've shared before I am solar powered, and so like just instantly energized. It was the best start to the day. I felt good.
It was.
Felt really good today.
Yeah, we've had a lot of rain in WA of recent times, so yeah, the sunshine today was certainly enjoyable and a little bit warmer as well, so it was quite an enjoyable day.
But don't worry, the rain will be back.
Yes, Wednesday or Thursday it's coming back. So,
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday. So it'll be raining by the time you're listening to this, if you're listening on 88.5.
Yes, it will be.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Michelle, give us a rundown. I know I saw your video the other day. Well done on that
Yeah.
video. It was from the heart and
Thank you.
probably a bit emotional as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's you know, when it's done over a social media reel like that, it's kind of, you get a bit stuck of how much to share. Do I share too little, too much? And you know, I did post it a week after we were scheduled to be on track, but in that week before, I just trying to put the words together to really like articulate how was feeling about it all, because at the end of the day, in the back of my mind, I always knew that there was a possibility of drag racing in winter, that this was going to happen, but it just hit so hard because we only had 2 months to prepare for the event. By the time I'd entered and we had made the decision to go a week earlier to contest at the New South Wales state round, and that was because the initial invitation email out to competitors said that we wouldn't have any qualifying and we would go straight into Chicago shootout round. So, you know, we had less than 6 weeks to put it all together, and I'm so fortunate that for the logistical side of getting the car over, that wasn't something that was really consuming us in our planning. Thanks to Danani Hotshots, of course.
You say that, but you still had to pack it and get the car in
Still
there
had
and
to
all the
pack
shelving,
it.
and that's takes a lot of work.
Trent measured the altered against a shipping container, made notes of where all the lashing points were to be able to tie down, then custom made all boxes to fit around the car perfectly that could get tied down, secured in for then all our equipment. I look at the photo that I posted of inside the container on my Facebook page, and I'm like, it doesn't look like there's much there, but it's because everything is so organized within those boxes. And we going over that week earlier, making the trip across to go in blind, no qualifying. It's 10 years ago when I raced in Sydney, I was running 2/10 slower than what I was doing in Perth the month before.
Yeah.
So that was racing Nitro Champs in May, comparing it against, you know, even a couple of weeks earlier, racing in Perth in April. Going in August, who knows? And my car goes slower now than it was running back then. So it was needed. We needed to do that week before, but the extra expense and cost that comes from that, it's just a lot. I haven't done the calculations exactly how much we've spent. There's a noticeable difference in the bank account, and we're just going to knuckle down so we can do it all again in 2 months' time for the rescheduled date of the 8th of November.
8th of November, so yep, you're planning to go back for that. You've left the car there?
Left the car there, yep. Look, you know, to be frank, there was no need to bring it back home, was there? So left the car there, really fortunate that was a easy decision to make, thanks to a very helpful, generous offer. And Danny was on board with that as well, which was fantastic. So we brought the truck home so that could at least get put to work, and left the car there. We just have to make the decision now. We won't go over for the weekend before to do anything like that. But the decision's now on how much of us will go over.
Yeah, okay.
So whether to bring the girls, and that's hard. That's hard because they give me so much confidence to be myself, but they also just love it so much, and it's just such a family thing that we all do together. So that's what's really making it hard at the moment now. So
it's understandable.
Yeah. But all in all, you know, we had some really nice time together as a family, and it was really good quality time, and it was really because we hadn't had much planned for in between, and so and it was raining, so there was limited things of what we could do, but the family time and just the friendships and connections that were made and formed, the people that have put up their hand offering help, it's just the kind of ray of sunshine on the whole situation, and that makes it a really, you know, whirlwind of emotions when it's like so down and in the dumps about everything that's kind of we worked for that couldn't come to anything for right now, but knowing how much support I have around me, and I've heard a description recently about the difference between being thankful and being grateful, and gratitude, and what gratitude is. And it was saying that, like, the definition, it's like something that you're not expecting. You know, when someone opens the door for you, oh, thanks, you know, you can kind of, that's something that, you know, do we still, I mean, I still, you know, thanks, but a lot of people do that. The support that I've been given, it's just, and this is from Sydney, but in all honesty, it's just from Danny, with Danani Hotshots as well. I've actually never been in this position before. I was so thankful my dad supported me. But it's kind of hard, because that's where you see that difference with, like, it was a different, because it was my dad's passion. It was part of it. I absolutely praise, love, and appreciate everything that my dad did for me, but knowing that we were doing that together, it's a different feeling than when someone that's disconnected from you, your family,
Yep.
someone that barely even knows you, maybe only just has gotten to know you, is giving you this support. It honestly is a different emotion altogether that I've been experiencing in this last season of racing, and I wish everyone could experience it, because you just feel so supportive. I struggle to ask for help. I really don't like asking for help, because I don't want the other person to feel obligated to say yes, because they might not want to, or it might inconvenience them in any way. I don't like to ask for help, because I don't want them to be in a position where it inconveniences them in any way. And just getting the help and offers without even saying anything, it's amazing. It's a great feeling. So I guess these kind of things, like, I don't know, do they need to happen? You know, they probably don't need to happen. Other things could happen maybe, but like,
Everything
it
happens
really
for a
is
reason.
just
Yeah.
like such a shining light and silver lining of it all. So
Just
I'm
on that
feeling really
note, the silver lining, on the day, what was the weather like?
Yes. Well, you know, we'll talk about it. It was blue skies. It was blue skies. And when I did see the announcement made on Thursday morning, I called my dad, who was flying out on Friday, flying to from Perth to Sydney on Friday, because he came home for the week between. And he said, oh, my weather app's saying it's not that bad. And I said, yeah, well, mine's only saying 1 mil, like 15%. I was like, it must be whatever forecast you're looking on different seasons. I said, at the end of the day, Dad, they've made the call. So I'm not going to call up and say, have you tried this
I
weather
know that
app?
NDRC's got the NASA satellite
But
honed in on Sydney there.
the thing is that because of the agricultural area and the foundations of the land of where the Sydney drag strip is built, there's very poor absorption and drainage of the water that builds in that area. So finish line, braking area. And so not only does it take a long time for the water to absorb, sink in, properly dry out, but the water that builds on the track is sitting in and seeping underneath that rubber, that then come the sunshine, the water can seep out, and then, you know, it's just very easily for the rubber on the track to then stick to the tyres, hot wheels running on them, and then ripping and lifting it all up.
Yeah.
So
Judging by the way you went on the meeting before, I don't know if there was a lot of rubber on that track, was there?
Look, it was certainly different to what I'm used to at the Perth Motorplex, and
You sent some video through, like the internal CCTV.
yeah, they
video.
had it broadcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a live
it looked
streaming.
like there wasn't much of a groove happening there.
Yeah,
It looked like you were making some wheel speed.
I was in the right lane, and well, you might know. I actually said to Trent, "Is Sydney wider than Perth?" And maybe it was just a bit of a trickery on the eyes, because as I'm driving down, and I always feel like I have to explain. Yes, I do think a lot in my head when it's 7 seconds. There's still a lot that goes through your mind, but I was like, where's the centre? Like, where is my groove? Or like, where's my groove on this track? And I'll just stick to the centre. It was windy, so my car's moving around a little bit, but it was moving around, but it didn't feel like I was moving around because I was fast. It happens when I'm at Perth Motorplex and I get close to the finish line, and you start to move around, and I can feel whether it's moving around because of speed or moving around because of it's getting a bit losing traction. And something that I realised, which I don't know why every track doesn't do this, but our flags at the Perth Motorplex, we've got the flags over our bridge, the tunnel coming through to then fire up, and then we've got flags above our timing boards, and we can see what the wind's doing. And sometimes the flags at the bridge is doing different to what the flags at the finish line are doing. And so my last qualifying pass, I was 6 mile an hour slower, and I've said it before, without telling me anything, Trent and Trevor wasn't here for the state round. He was coming over for the Aeroflow All Stars. But they'll ask me questions before they tell me anything. So they'll say, like, did anything feel different? Like, before I know any of what time I ran or anything like that, did anything feel different? Did everything go all right? Things. And so when he says that, I'm like, okay, something's kind of happened for him to ask
different.
that.
Did you lift?
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think, like, hang on, is this where, like, the finish line's past the timing boards? Like, it really,
Yeah.
Like, I was like, wait, no, I definitely stayed in it until the finish line. But I said to him, I could feel the wind against me, but I felt like I kept it straight. Like, I was fighting the resistance of the wind, but I wasn't all over the shop, And he was like, okay, no, like, must have had a decent headwind on there because he was 6 mile an hour down. And that's such a crucial thing to know. I feel, get the flags. The flags are so helpful. They're so helpful. So, I mean, not only for that, and then the aspect of dial-ins, but crosswinds.
I've never noticed the
parachutes,
flags at the Motorplex.
Yeah, no, I look at
Really?
them all the time.
Yeah,
No, I look at them all the time.
I never
I look
noticed
at
them. What are the flags?
The Australian flag, the Indigenous Australia flag,
I think
and
there's just a Perth Motorplex
and then
one
there's
with the logo or something.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I look at them all the time. I look at the ones on the tunnel.
I mean,
on top of
how
the
long has it
tunnel.
been since you're a dial-in racer? Because it's a very important factor
No, I
to
just
know.
look at it just so. Even when I'm walking there, so do I sit this side or that side?
Oh, you want to see which side you get the windburn.
Get the windburn. I get windburn at the drop of a hat. Speaking of windburn, I copped it at the Darren Field days. The wind was phenomenal.
There were drag cars there. Yeah?
Yes, yeah.
There was a big gas car. You were
big gas
saying
car there. Yeah,
that we don't know whose it
no,
was.
I didn't. Honestly,
Because there's so many superstock cars in Western Australia. Right?
But I didn't leave my stand, and Chris, if you're listening, and I don't know if he does or he doesn't, but Chris, I'm sorry I didn't come over and
It's
say
not a
hello.
Speedway podcast, mate.
Yeah, so I
I mean, you
didn't
could be
say
talking to
hello.
any Chris, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean,
Chris.
like, do we know?
Yes, but
Sorry.
I didn't say
The other
hello,
Chris.
But yeah, I didn't leave our stand. Mind you, I was there from Saturday, didn't go on Sunday, then I went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then
You didn't go on Sunday.
No, because didn't start till Wednesday, but I was there from the Saturday before, and the drop decks came and got everything Friday. Well, Thursday night they started and bringing it all back. So, but I didn't need to go on Friday. They had it all under control, the boys.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Any fire-ups?
no,
Still banned.
yeah,
Well,
no
yeah,
fire ups.
Going to reach out to the
Not
Darren.
No, German. It's not happening there. No fire ups of any description.
Anyway,
Thanks for that, Michelle. Thanks for letting our audience know. I know a lot of people would have been interested to know what had happened.
Yes, and because the New South Wales State Round, that ended up being a cancelled event also.
yeah.
So that was a bit of a shame, but an issue with the timing beams was preventing the competition from continuing on.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the track had recently put on the protector guards for the beams for when the tractor comes down to lay the prep.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like that was the thing that had changed between the last two events, and so that was having.
They didn't blame it on magnetos.
It's a old favourite, that one. Yeah. Wrap your magnetos with
Tinfoil hat.
foil. Earth them out.
But there was only a selected amount of cars that it was impacting, and of course, having the narrow front runners, and then depending on what tyre size you're running and what type of rims you are having. But I actually, we fired up the car, an hour before our first qualifier, warm it up, and I had like a small fuel leak that we were rushing trying to fix because everything was still packed in the container, not completely. We didn't think that we'd need to dive into the boxes so soon. And then so it was a bit of a rush to get us out. And so I'm trying to slow myself down and not be so heart rate going a million miles an hour. And then coming into stage, and I run a delay box, and so coming in, take my thumb off the trans brake when I see that first amber, and I thought, that's not going to be a good light. No, could have done better than that. And then it's red, and
Hey?
like red 026, and I was like, I definitely saw that light. Like I thought that was going to be a bad green.
Did you
and now it's
roll
a
in
bad
deeper,
red.
or?
Well, this is the thing.
Yeah.
So I said to Trent, I don't know what you put in that delay box. I was like, but I thought that was going to be a bad light, and then I'm red. And so, he doesn't tell me.
And you had a good look at the amber.
Yeah, I can. If
You
I'm
know.
like, yeah, I thought that was a good one. I was like, oh, no. I'm trying to slow myself down because I was like, go, 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 go. And then I'm like, I don't want to be go, 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 go and too fast. I just want to be settled. So then, because I'm hoping not to be in a frantic rush for the next round. So it's like, keep it
Yeah.
the same every round. And so I was like, I didn't think that was going to be a good one. And
You know when you missed it.
Yeah.
You just because
Yeah.
you're talking about not hundreds of a second, you're talking about thousands of a second.
But then there's times that I'm like, what? Like, I thought that was a good one. So, like, when you know that, it's like, no. And so then for it to be red, I was like, like, hang on a second. And then so went out and then did the right lane, and then that was a red 2, but a negative 012, and then did the left lane, and then it was a plus 26, like green 20.
with no changes to the box.
Trent's done it, kind of like trying to work out what exactly is going on. But then once it was kind of expressed after the first elimination round that was the reason that there was big discrepancies within the left and right lanes reaction times. And there was another racer who had done like a negative, like a 030 red, but then didn't change anything and did a plus 30 in the other side. Like,
Jeez, that does
who's
not make
always
me
consistent.
confident.
So the thing is that some cars were actually even they couldn't activate the tree, the first light that would come on would say they were in deep stage.
Deep stage,
So
yeah.
it would depend on where the laser beam was hitting on their rims. So by the time it's rolled around and activate, oh, there you are.
Now we know we is working.
Oh,
Is that Sydney?
Just bleep it, maybe. People can wonder what name was that. Just bleep it.
I remember all that happened with what was the guy's name? And he never raced again. Was
No,
it?
I mean, you've raced what times were you talking about?
No, he never
Was it
came
a
back to
different
Perth. Turns out the lawnmower hit the junction box and it filled up with
Maybe-
water.
Maybe that's the better story to tell.
I'm trying to find a pen to cut this out anyway. I'll remember.
I feel like we're going to need the pen a lot tonight.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm feeling very passionate. Here,
Now let's.
here, Nick,
what-
you've got a pink one.
Thank you. I'll just write that down. So
Do you want pink for me and black for Simon?
No, it's all right.
Everyone listening to this, I've just been edited out. I feel like there'll be
I'll hang on to that.
a one podcast suspension coming up from the podcast authorities.
Look, speaking
bleep
of
in the names,
yeah,
it'll be okay.
speaking of, well, we weren't talking to the Motorplex, but let's get on to the Motorplex then, if we can. So the NDRC have made an announcement recently that it's unlikely. Well, they're not.
No,
they're not
that
allowed-
says that it's not happening.
I'm trying to sugarcoat it, but basically, but look, I mean, we already knew
No
this. I mean,
Western Nationals
no Western
for-
Nationals
No
in
Western.
2026
Until 2027.
Yeah.
So no Western Nationals until 2027. On top of that, Andrew's also been in communications with Tailem Bend, and they have secured some storage, outside security storage, but there is some inside storage available as well for racers, for WA racers that would like to consider the option of basing their race car team and running out of South Australia, given that our season has been interrupted.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, I like the notion
It's-
of that. It's a good incentive.
Because it's secure, because it has security. It's also I should probably double check myself with this, but when I read it, I felt I think I might be right saying this. The outside option is there's no charge. It's secure. There's security that frequently visit, and it was like a daily visit security, maybe even more regularly than that. But then the inside enclosed options of storage, this is also available if you want to contact and find.
Yeah.
So it's really good that they are offering some alternative options for us. It's just hard to make those decisions when we don't exactly know what we are basing those decisions on
Yeah.
with Perth.
Yep. Well, hopefully we get some clarification on that soon, shortly. I'm sure it'll be forthcoming.
Understandable.
yeah.
It's working with government. It's a government-owned track. There's processes that need to be in place, maybe some things that aren't available to be shared to the public.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, guys, number one, I'm so fortunate that Danny is such a huge drag racing fan in herself, but I still would never take advantage of that. I would hate to have spent sponsorship money and then have to turn around for this coming season that I've just said it's just going to be a bit delayed, and then have to say to them, no racing.
Well,
And
we
I
could
can't
talk
give
to
you the
Danny.
money back.
We could talk to Danny about blocking Berkshire Road and run it there.
Yeah. That's
It's a good idea, I reckon.
Yeah.
You know what?
There's so many roads. So many
so many
places.
Berkshire's
roads.
it's where her office is.
It's
yeah.
pretty busy now, though. It's so
Hey,
busy.
just block it. It's no big deal.
Along it's the other one that runs the parallel to the train line. That's your long straight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what that one's called. And do you know what's the best thing of all? Oh my gosh, I told you guys I was going to get passionate today. The best thing at all, it goes to a no traffic past here because it's the bus depot.
Yeah.
So you have your clear ending.
Yeah, you got
There's-
public
there's only
transport
gonna
too.
be-
Look at that.
See what time the last bus finishes for the night. And then you've got a clear run into the bus.
Better than Ellenbrook.
There you go.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, well, look, we hope to have some clarification on that. But
Just
as we
some
know,
clarification.
yeah, on sort of lead times on what's happening there and when that will be completed. It's sad that it's no Western Nationals, but I mean, we kind of already knew that was unlikely.
No Westerns, no Golden
No
States.
Golden States, yeah.
No grand
Golden
final.
States. Oh, wow. Look, I think, it's still a great thing that the new surface is being done, but
100%.
Absolutely.
If people have more clarification and transparency on what's happening, then I might be, God, oh my gosh, I can hear the rumours starting already. But you might say, okay, well, in that case, now's the time for the new engine. It's not me. It's not happening to me. But, you could be like,
blower. It's time
in
for
that
the blower.
case, let's use this time. I say now's the time for the new engine. The girls have been asking us to have another baby. And I said to Trent, well,
Oh my God.
racing's off. No, but that's I wouldn't drop that if it was actually something
there's a
that might be
bombshell.
happening.
Yeah, that was a big bombshell.
What do you mean? When I said that I had news and you said, oh, either you're pregnant. And I was like, what?
Simon said that. I don't think I said that. Did I say
Did
that?
I? No, I
It was
didn't
about
say
going to
that.
Sydney. And I was like, what are you
No,
talking
so
about?
I wouldn't have said that. But
No, I wouldn't have shared that if that was something that was actually on our minds. But my gosh.
Matt and Steph are listening.
Oh, now's the time.
Now's the time.
Now's the time. In all honesty, for us female racers out there, it's
So you are
something you would
thinking
want to know.
about it.
No, I'm not. But
okay.
if I was...
It's a good time, but...
If I was, and there might be others that are. You know
So,
what I mean?
so based on that,
Baby brother?
I'm
you
one
don't
of
think
four
we're gonna be-
girls, Nick. It's not something that I'm going to base my number 3 decision on, because I'll end up with 4 girls and I'll think, I think we've used up all our luck now.
so based on that, then you're saying that we probably won't be racing till the 2027 season. I'm just doing the
Well,
maths in my
this
head.
is-
9 months,
For the NDRC, you say for me racing. I thought you meant we and for me to speak on the motorplates.
No.
No,
Well,
I
yeah,
will
that's
be
what I
racing.
meant.
Look, I will be racing and I'm going to be racing in November. So at least, you'll see me fit. I will still be in my same race suit, which will fit perfectly fine because I wouldn't have gained any weight. But
You'll be racing in November, just not in Western Australia.
Yes, I'll be racing in Sydney in November. But then I'm kind of hanging out to see the calendars for NDRC, but also there's been some, I think, up until December released for Andra. But I'm looking forward to seeing the NDRC calendar for next season, the complete Andra calendar, and seeing what we can do.
The Andra calendar
our
goes
time.
pretty deep. I don't remember where, but it was fairly detailed.
You know-
Does NDRC stand for No Drag Racing Calendar? Is that what-
That was thought out. Surely you couldn't have thought of that so quick.
If you did, that's very witty.
So Andra did have some dates listed at the bottom of one of their, news updates.
Yeah. It was fairly
which
detailed.
I wasn't able to find in my quick search, but looking at the Andra website, click for calendar, there's nothing available. there.
What does it stand for? Not a drag racing championship.
Sorry. There is something available, but it is a month by month calendar with everyone's
Checking the latest news section. It might
club
be there.
news, meetings,
Okay.
WADRA meeting, New South Wales, all the meetings and everything like that. So
I'm positive
for
I
me
saw
to be
it.
able to get the calendar, I'd have to scan through 6 months.
On a happier note,
Yes.
how's Oscar Piastri?
Oscar Piastri, you'd think he'd be breathing. This will be one of those moments when we look back at the end of at the end of the season where they do the montage and
Yeah.
it'll be like the Zandvoort, August 31, 2025. Lando Norris blows the engine, and it'll be like this graphic of all the smoke pouring out the back. There's smoke coming in the cockpit. And then you see that video footage of him just sitting down on the grass there, and Oscar going past again in the checkered flag, and I'm like, this will be the moment. I think he's got a 34-point lead now, so that certainly helps. 9 races to go. I don't want to say it's his championship, but it makes it hard for Lando now. Makes it really hard.
You reckon someone's going to be dropping some loose nuts and bolts in that motor?
It'll be one. It could. I reckon it is the turning point, but I don't think it makes it hard for him now.
Maybe it will be
34
Drake
points.
dropping the nuts and bolts on the track, because he had that $20 million on for Lando Norris to win for the championship. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Damn, poor guy.
cash out.
But Oscar's driving so good right now.
You win some, you lose
Yeah,
more.
You do. But he's driving so good now. Like,
Is
he's
there a
driving
car?
his next level?
Is there a car that can challenge the McLaren?
No.
No.
Not this season.
Not
No.
this season.
2026 potentially.
Is there an update package coming up?
Well,
Upgrade
2026
package?
is the new season of the new rules.
That's the new car.
Cars become a lot shorter, narrower.
Yeah.
Wings change.
Oh, they'll be able to overtake.
more electric power. A whole lot of
More
things.
electric power.
Yeah. So a lot of things change in next season. But I can't.
Are they going to
see-
go from AAA to AA? Is that what they?
Yeah.
I can just see all
They're putting
the
C's.
They're putting 12 C's in. Remember, we used to get the ghetto blaster?
Yeah.
They had
That's
like about 12 C's
you
in
know,
it.
the D's.
The D's, that's right.
I can't see anyone challenging Oscar or the McLarens, not at this point of the season. Even with an update package, they're so far. Everyone else is so far off now.
Yeah.
And Ferrari once again became their own worst enemy. Like,
It's pretty
you know,
standard, eh? It's like a
get
Greek
taken
tragedy.
out by Lewis took himself out, and then Charles Leclerc wasn't his fault, but Kimi Antonelli, really didn't do much for him. That was on lap 23. But yeah, look, it wasn't the best race. I don't know. Did you guys catch it at all? It was pretty boring,
No.
actually. Yeah, it threatened to rain, kind of drizzled a little bit, but yeah, it didn't really affect the outcome of the race. And some of the crashes were like Leclerc's crash was fairly spectacular. But yeah, it was pretty uneventful. Let's put it that way.
What do you think about Cadillac's selection of drivers?
I'm not surprised. I think they're still both fairly talented guys, and both of them have a history of winning. I wasn't terribly surprised, to be honest.
And where do you think Christian Horner's going to show up?
It's a good question. At this stage, probably nowhere. So I don't think.
Do you think any of the rumours about him buying a team are true or founded?
Possibly. I mean, but he has to get an equity member, shareholder with him.
Qatar.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry. Yeah.
Surely.
Maybe.
They're rich, but they're not that kind of
not,
rich.
They're not Formula One rich.
They're
no.
not. They're
No.
not. You
They're
need
not
to
Qatar
own.
rich.
You need to own
Yeah.
a country. You know. NASCAR.
Playoffs are underway, Simon and Michelle. They are underway. It wasn't a great night it wasn't a great Labor Day. Can someone tell me why you can't wear white after Labor Day?
You can't wear white.
Yeah. Sorry to change the
No.
subject, but it was Labor Day. It's Labor Day.
Let's chat GTP.
Have you ever watched Dukes of Hazzard, the movie?
Yeah, of course. Apparently,
And there's a guy in jail. He said, and you know where Boss Hogg comes into the jail and he's wearing, because he wears white.
Yeah, he wears white all
and
the
the guy
time.
says, "You should have wear white after Labor Day." I want to know why you can't wear white after Labor Day.
What does it say? Was there?
Why are you doing that? Why are you researching why you can't? Sorry, Michelle, cut you off there.
It is an outdated... Here we go. Some lefty wrote this. Some lefty programmed this AOA. You don't have to follow the no white after Labor Day rule because it is an outdated social convention that originated in the late 19th century as a way to establish social status and distinguish the wealthy from the working class. I don't understand how that...
I don't know if that's right.
The rule was a blend of practicality. White fabrics were lighter for hot summer days and exclusivity. Only the wealthy could afford to maintain spotless white clothes and switch their seasonal wardrobe. Today, rule is considered irrelevant as fashion is more about personal style and less about rigid social divisions or practical concerns like modern heating and air conditioning.
Okay, there you go. Anyway, we got an answer there.
You know, I typed it into Google and my first page of Google search, it's like Vogue magazine, Marie Claire, the wardrobe consultant.
You know what that says?
Anyway, it was an interesting question that I had about Labor Day. So it was Labor Day weekend there. As we are recording, there's the US Nationals are underway.
Yes.
The 2025 NASCAR Series playoffs kicked off at the Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway. Chase Briscoe taking the win there. The top three was really tight. Number 2 coming in second place, Tyler Reddick. Number 3, Eric Jones. Our man Shane Van Gisbergen, 32nd. They gambled on a one-stop strategy. His team pitting him early to gain track position. Unfortunately, caution came out at the worst time, leaving him 2 laps down. Despite recovering 1 lap, he couldn't make up the deficit and finished well off the pace. Shane's words, "I felt helpless out there. We tried everything but couldn't make it better or find speed." So not a great... Now that puts him just above the cutoff line in the playoffs. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he made it into the playoffs.
Is it the top 10 or is it... What is it?
Top 16. So
Top
he's
16.
sitting in 12th at the moment. So the bottom 4, they've got another 2 races, and then 4 are eliminated.
Yep.
And right now, as it stands, he's on the cusp, on the bubble, as they say. So, be interesting to see how he progresses. Now, good news is I think the Roval is coming up soon for him, so he'll want to get a road course under his belt.
He'll win for sure.
Yeah.
He dominates those.
In other NASCAR news, I thought I'd just mention Connor Zilic, his teammate in Xfinity. He'll be joining Trackhouse. Will be joining Shane next year in the 2026 Cup Series. So they haven't mentioned, I'm assuming that Ross Chastain will be leaving the team. So they haven't said that yet.
3-car team now.
It could be a 3-car team. So, who knows? I'm not sure what they're doing over there or what the Kubota team are doing over there. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I had here in other... Did we want to talk NHRA now while we're here?
Oh, you don't want to talk about GAC?
No, we'll get to GAC a bit later on. Let's keep the...
Am I pronouncing it properly?
Yeah, I think
GAC?
so. GAC?
GAC?
Yeah. But I have some views on that, so I'll talk about that in a moment.
You have some views on...
Yeah.
Do you want to cover
And
NHRA or
we'll come on to
NHRA.
the
Nitro Up North?
Yeah, we want to do... Yeah, let's do NHRA. And
NHRA.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay, so since our last recording, the NHRA Lucas Oils Nationals was held at Brainerd International Raceway. This year's event highlights included the introduction of the qualifying Battle for the Rebel Axe held on Friday night.
Reigning world champion Antron Brown smashed the track with a 3.742 at 3.34 mile an hour, earning the provisional number 1 qualifier and taking home the Battle for the Rebel Axe and a $4,000 bonus.
Clay Millican and Sean Langdon weren't far behind, posting strong times in the mid-370s. In funny car, defending champ Austin Prock punched in a solid 3.893 second pass at 331 mile per hour and claimed his own Rebel Axe for Friday night.
In Pro Stock, Greg Anderson led qualifying early, showing he was dialed in for the weekend.
But on Saturday, qualifying got a shake-up, starting with Jack Beckman topping funny car final, qualifying with a blistering 3.879 second pass at 330 mile per hour, earning the number 1 qualifier spot.
Not only that, but in the Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge, Beckman took the win over Matt Hagan with a 3.942 second run.
Over in Top Fuel, Doug Coletta grabbed the number 1 qualifier with a 3.655 at 339 mile per hour, his 7th number 1 of the season.
And Greg Anderson dominated Pro Stock qualifying, taking number 1 and winning his own Too Fast, Too Tasty showdown. I'm loving Greg's dominance over the last 2 seasons. I'm sure the rest of us ex-gens are cheering him on too.
Sunday delivered some big moments. In Top Fuel, Doug Coletta went wire to wire to claim the win against Clay Millican, clocking a 3.670 second pass at 338 mile per hour, marking Coletta's 100th Top Fuel victory and 2nd win of the year.
Oh, so close for defending event winner Millican, proving last year's win was not a fluke for the Rick Ware racing team. In funny car, Austin Prock scored his 2nd consecutive win, defeating JR Todd in the final with a 3.907 at 321 mile an hour. That's Prock's first Brainerd win and his 6th of this season.
And he didn't just win. Prock's performance sealed his first ever regular season championship with a massive 242-point lead over teammate Jack Beckman. And the massive check to go with it, a whopping $150,000 in US dollars.
Yeah, I know, not Australian pesos. Yeah. Jeez, that is incredible. They can pay that out just for the...
And it's
unbelievable.
Regular season championship.
Regular season.
So this is the first year that they're doing this as well. So it's not usual that you take home a check.
It probably
prior
cost...
to the countdown.
It probably cost them $10 million to win that 150 grand. The ROI is not really that good. But,
do you have to pay tax on it?
I reckon you would. It's not a lottery. In fact, I think in America you got to pay tax on some lotteries, eh?
I think so, yeah. You definitely have to pay tax on that.
On that, for sure.
100%.
You give it to the crew, cash. I want cash. You'll have to ask Donald Long.
Come in with a briefcase.
There's the GST involved. In Pro Stock, Greg Anderson was untouchable. He was fastest in all qualifying sessions and elimination rounds and set a new track record of 6.521. In the final, he beat Dallas Glenn with a 6.551 second run.
That's Anderson's 5th win of the season, 111th career victory, and his first at Brainerd since 2011. Geez, a lot of ones in there.
Oh, no, that's what I was
like, wait.
Lots of 1s, 11s.
What an awesome weekend. Brainerd delivered fireworks, track records, season milestones, and standout performances from the top of the NHRA field.
I couldn't have said it better. That wraps our race recap of the 2025 Lucas Oil's NHRA Nationals at Brainerd International Raceway. And that takes us to the big go, the Cornwall Tools NHRA Nationals held at Lucas Oil's Indianapolis Raceway Park. That's a lot of Lucas Oils there.
It is, and I'm going to go off script a little bit here because we are mentioning the names so many times. It was really sad to hear of the passing of Forrest Lucas.
I think it's in here.
Oh, sorry. And we're not going off script at all. We'll get
you
to
didn't
that
read it, did you?
I did skim. I saw the results. This is a special event, not just for the double points, not just because of the new timing tower, not just because it's the official end of the irregular season, but also because of the passing of Forrest.
And there it is.
Also because of the passing of Forrest Lucas.
Forrest Lucas bet hard on motorsports, carrying his company to the front of the oil wars, and it was a war that he won, taking on the oil giants with a small family-owned company.
And out of all the motorsports that Lucas Oil supported, Forrest loved none more than drag racing, even fielding the Lucas Oil's Top Fuel dragster driven by his son Morgan Lucas.
As of writing this, Brittany Force had pole in Top Fuel with a 3.666. A surprise Jordan Vandergrift driving for injured Sean Reed had number 2 spot, and TJ Zizzo in 3rd. Not what I expected at all.
In funny car, living up to his name, Fast Jack Beckman was in the top spot, with teammate Austin Prock in 2nd, and a revived Ron Capps rounding out the top 3. A lot of people were predicting the first all 3 second funny car field, but it was not to be, with 15th spot Julie Nattis on a 4.099 and 16th spot Justin Schreifer running a 4.103.
The legend, the living legend, Greg Anderson was number 1 in Pro Stock with teammate Dallas Glenn in 2nd. And I'm stoked to be saying this, but Erica is back.
Yeah, she's
Erica
back.
Enders in 3rd spot. Greg's run of a 6.491 was a hell of a pass. You know, he really pulls out the stops when he needs to.
And in Pro Stock Bike, no guessing here, Gage Herrera in number 1 spot, teammate Richard Gradson in number 2, and teammate Braden Davis in number 3. The Pro Stock Bike class is in a spot of controversy, and it's not about the Vance and Hines dominance.
Yeah, the banter in the pits is all about the countdown, and Braden Davis potentially knocking out Mark, I always say this wrong, Ingwersen?
Yeah, Ingwersen.
Ingwersen. Yeah, I always think it's Ingersoll, but it's not. It's Ingwersen out of the top 10 and taking a spot in the chase for the countdown after only competing at 4 races out of the 8 Pro Stock motorcycle races that have been run.
Wow. Mark Ingwersen has competed at nearly all of the races leading up to the chase, but his lacklustre performance and early round exits have left him in a vulnerable spot. That, combined with Braden making the decision to lease a Vance and Hines bike with a stellar performance guaranteed, has really brought the countdown system into discussion.
That's all we can tell you for now, folks. By the time you listen to this, the event would have been run and the winners decided, and the championship countdown contenders will be locked in. Nick, any final thoughts?
The Pro Stock Bike is a really interesting discussion, that one there. And there's polarizing different thoughts on that, what you just discussed there. Yeah, and I don't want to weigh in on it because I don't want to weigh in on it. I don't really have a strong opinion on it. But Tony Pedregon and Brian Loams had a pretty... I don't know if you listened to Insider NHRA
I've
just
only
the other day.
listened to half of it.
Yeah, really interesting discussion. Had different opinions on that. And Tony was of the belief that... no problem with it. Allowing him to be in. And what they're saying is that there needs to be another mechanism in the countdown that prohibits him from being in there.
No, that wouldn't be fair. No, I agree with Tony 100%.
Yeah.
I think that, there are some people that go to the racetrack, like Tony said, just to hang out, flip burgers.
Yeah.
And then there's other people that are there to win. And if you are, look, people say that we're not athletes, but it doesn't matter whether you're in a Super Street car or you're in a Top Fuel car. I mean, especially in a Top Fuel car or a Pro Stock motorcycle or a Nitro funny car. Those things really beat you up when you're going down a track. Your altered beats you up when you're going down a track. You need to be physically fit.
Yep.
And you need to cut a light, and you need to, on a bike, you're very, very important. You still need to leave in a Top Fuel dragster and keep it in the groove, because the more efficiently you can get that thing to go down the center of the track, the quicker the thing's going to be. And when you're racing and there's hundreds, if not thousands, of a second between you and the other person, leaving, keeping it in the groove, they're all very important, parts. But ultimately, the crew chief's call on the clutch is, the thing that's going to make or break a fuel car. On a bike, the rider is, part of the deal. The rider is part of the dynamic. And there are guys in there that are there to win. Gage, Matt Smith, there's a lot of them. All the power to him. I mean, I don't feel, anything bad towards Mark, but, he has run a lot more races, and if they can't make the horsepower, the lease deal's available for anyone that's got the checkbook to do it. Vance and Hines would love to have all Vance and Hines Suzukis in that class.
Yeah, it actually does highlight the poor performance from Mark, to say that his performance and early round exits haven't accumulated to what Davis has been able to do in 4 events.
I think the fact that, you kind of, if you want to run in that class now, you got to lease one of their bikes.
Yeah.
You either got to be Matt Smith Racing, and if you could work out a deal where at the high altitude tracks you're on a V twin, and you've got a Matt Smith Racing bike under you, and then at the cooler, tracks more suited to the 4-banger, you got a Suzuki, a Vance and Hines Suzuki under you. You could probably engineer a race win without doing anything other than showing up with the helmet. You know what I mean? But the money's crazy. I mean, I don't know what it costs to lease a bike, but I know if you want to get on a KB Titan or Elite lease deal on a car, you have to supply your own crew, and it's $1 million for the season.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money, eh? But at least that's Group 1.
Yeah, it is and it isn't. It's if you've got a crew of people that you can fund and pay, and the $1 million,
you still got to qualify.
Yeah. But
you know what I mean?
If you can promote that and brand and leverage, off
Yeah.
And I think there's some decent benefits there for a perspective.
Who's the young kid that does a bit of radial and a bit of no prep?
Tyler Crosno.
No, he raced pro stock as well. He's won in pro stock.
Yeah.
He drove for Gas Monkey Garage in that challenge.
The
pro mod car that Frankie Taylor was tuning.
Oh, you're not Bo Butner.
No. He was in a funny car.
Alex Laughlin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he was driving for Buddy Hull this weekend.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. Actually,
he stepped in for Buddy Hull, and he did a good drive job, keeping out the way, or more so moving out the way, with Sean Schleifer, Justin Schleifer, sorry. In the 4th qualifier, Justin's come across into Alex Laughlin's lane right in front of him, and parachutes out, and Alex, it looked like, you could have quickly moved out of there. You could have moved across to the left faster, but
overtaken him.
No, because Justin's gone in front of Alex.
Yeah.
But the parachutes are out, and then Alex has kind of just come across into the left lane quite smoothly and nicely. And when you look at it closely, Justin's parachutes are flapping around right in front of Alex and onto the funny car body in itself. And so I thought, wow, that was pretty lucky that the parachutes didn't get caught up there.
Yeah. I think it's amazing that what's his
for
name?
Buddy Hull to be out of the car, I couldn't find some clear clarification. It said a hand injury from earlier on in the season, but he only just raced.
He did have a hand
he had
injury.
the accident,
Yeah.
but I didn't know if anything had come from that. He still continued racing after the accident.
No, I think they had to do some surgery or something. I did read something. I was trying to find
And then Sean Reid has posted a photo on his Facebook page of his hand since his accident. He lost a finger.
Lost a finger.
And it's a very clean. It's amazing what the surgeon can do.
The guy driving his car, Vandergriff.
Bob Vandergriff's son.
Yeah. I think he's doing an amazing job. You know, this is his second race to qualify second. That's just
decent effort
at the big go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Australia's big go, Nitro Up North.
Nitro Up North. So we don't have the complete rundown of exactly what has happened with too much additional commentary. We'll all be able to re-watch it on 7+ in the coming days when it becomes available, but unfortunately I was unable to watch it live and I was unable to be there for myself.
We've got the finals.
We've got the finals. So we'll start with top door slammer in the D final. Lisa Gregorini took the win over, I'll let you say this one. Matter. And that's Pino's old car, yeah? Pino's old car. Yeah. And the commentators did a nice shout out to Pino and Budget Forklifts on Friday night. It must have been from Saturday when I was watching. But Lisa ran a 5.895 at 239 mile per hour against NASA Matter's 10-second pass.
Matt Abel took the win over Peter Lovering. Sorry,
do you need to double up on your glasses?
Yes, I do. I actually do.
Here, you go this one. I'll zoom it in.
No, I can just do this.
You've got them.
Works. There you go. And
Matt Abel against Peter Lovering. Matt Abel running a 5.933 against Peter's 6.173.
Do we need to go through all the ETs?
Yeah, well, this is the one that gets interesting because in the B final, we had Daniel Gregorini versus Brody Zappia. Now, Daniel had a 0.110 reaction time. He ran a 5.842 and against Brody's 0.55 reaction time, running a 5.899. The margin of victory was 0.02 of a second.
And the win went to Daniel?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. And in the A final, John Zappia took out Salim
Matter, NASA Matter's brother.
Oh, right. Driving this is the Moitz Racing Mustang.
Yes.
Oh,
is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. Zap
running a 5.74, which was his fastest pass of the day, against Salim's 6.128.
In Top Sportsman, Tommy Turek took out Peter Kirkpatrick. Peter Kirkpatrick's from Humpty Doo, which one of my friends lives in Humpty Doo.
It's just down the road, isn't it?
Humpty Doo, Northern Territory? Oh, down the road, yes.
Down the road from the track.
Yes, my friend Eric lives there.
Hello, Eric. Supercharged Outlaws, we had Ashley Smith take the win over Aidan Abel.
Is that Matt's son?
The last name made me think of it straight away, but unsure.
I don't know, I'll have to ask Rory. In Modified. Modified, we all love Modified.
Well,
you could have been there. You could have been there.
I really could have, and I hate to shine the light on this, but Dan and Josie were the only competitors, and it's same surname. Are they related?
I would say so.
It
looks like one's got an LS and the other one's got a Barra.
It's actually split through. One's got an Altered and the other one's got a T-bucket. And together they're Altered T-bucket. Oh, well, you know,
It's getting late.
it's great for them to be able to represent the field, and congratulations to them both. I hope they still really enjoyed the event. Super Sedan, we had Gary Baker take the win over Darren Russell.
You know what? Sorry, I'm just looking at that. I think I was right. I'm pretty sure Dan's is an AMA, so it'd be naturally aspirated V8, 6.2 litre. Safe to say that's a 6.2 LS.
Yeah.
Gen 3. That would be, what do they call them? Anyway, it is getting late. And Josie is double B MA, which would be turbocharged 6-cylinder, 4 litre. So safe to say that's a Barra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think so.
You'd think so. Right, where were we?
Well, we did say that Gary Baker took the win over Darren Russell in Super Sedan, and in Super Street it was Sean Boyer winning over Neil Mellett.
And in streetcar, Shane Crow over John Zelli.
Now, was this the first event officially for Andra running streetcar?
What's streetcar?
It's a new class that they've announced.
Yeah.
And what's the difference between that and Super Street?
I'm not exactly sure, see, because for IHRA, they're running real car. You might have remembered it was mentioned with the Winter Nationals.
Yeah,
so I'm not too sure if street car and real car is the same thing, just different names under Andra IHRA, but this was street car.
We made a lot of jokes about it, didn't we?
We did,
Yeah, we
yeah.
did.
Yeah, but when you see the times that they're running, is it just Super Street? They're still modified. You know, it's Super Street. This is just street. I'll take my X Trail down.
All right, in comp bike, Adam Rapp over James Lowe.
And in modified bike, Brian Finn took the win over Jason White.
In street bike,
There we go.
Josh
Schult.
Schult over Anthony Long.
And in junior drag bikes, Riley Kilvington took the win over Cooper Plummer.
And last but not least, our favourite class. It is our favourite class because we've got kids. It's Cody Hunt took out Brooke Morrison.
Hooray!
Are you related to those Morrisons?
I am not related to Brooke Morrison, but on that note, my junior dragster's come up for sale. So who wants to crowdfund?
How much?
Oh, apparently we can do a deal, as always.
We always do a deal.
What colour is it now?
Well, Bo Higgins was the last to drive it. Jake, when we sold it, it went to Jake, then went to Bo. It's still got Bo's on there. It still says
Bo as Higo
Yeah,
Bo.
yeah.
So who's got it now?
Someone's selling it for someone else.
Okay.
But
Bo's a customer of mine. We support the whole Higo.
oh yeah, a lovely
Ford
family.
family?
Absolutely lovely
Yeah.
family.
They are awesome people.
Yeah.
Some nice XYs.
Yes.
If you
their
type it into
collection.
Marketplace, it will come up though. You just type in Junior Dragster, you'll see it there.
Yeah, there was a few for sale. There was a pair for sale over east.
Oh, well, no, this is in Perth.
No, these were priced pretty good actually. I thought
As a pair.
as a pair. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did see that. They were C-Class, which is very hard for us in WA to make the commitment to buy a C-Class Junior Dragster because you start racing at 10 in WA, if all other states 8, but then B-Class starts at 11. So a lot of the families buy the B-Class engines and then try and slow them down for the season.
Yeah, which everyone tells me you can't do. But
No
on
use
that
buying a
note,
C-Class engine.
on that note, yeah, I know that's well, I've been talking to a few. Nicholas and I were working on his hot rod, and I went and looked at something on the internet, and I saw this junior sedan. What's this all about? Speedway. And I got all excited. I downloaded the rules, and I'm reading through it, and it says there you have to be over 5. I'm like, wow. I said, mate, maybe we'll give the drag racing a miss and we'll go race speedway. You know, they've actually got a track to race on for starters. Well, it's like that in every other state except for WA. You got to be 10.
Oh, and for 10, that's an even bigger margin.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
It's massive.
Yeah. And he doesn't want to do go-karts.
Did that decision made at the same time?
I
Or
have
for a
got
different-
no
different
idea.
reason? Wow.
I have got no idea. I almost wonder whether there's a legal challenge that, you know, would be worth funding, take it to the Supreme Court and sue the state government for holding kids back and destroying their racing resume. Because you're effectively taking 2 years in drag racing and 5 years in speedway.
Yeah. It's really it really does impact the future of the sport. I feel quite strongly about it. That's for sure.
You guys, sorry.
And I was just going to say, and the reason that I feel comfortable being in such support of it is because of the support of Ian and Sonia Board.
Yeah, of course.
They didn't.
No, they hate the fact that it's changed. And you raced yourself, so you're the primary, you know, in our group, the person who can speak the loudest about this too.
Yeah. It really is something. It's like, is there another alternative? Is there something else that can be done to make it a better system?
Well, there's, I don't know about making it a better system, but Basil Zemplis has got his own website now.
I was trying to find the right words because I've got some of my own thoughts that I've always got my own thoughts. What am I talking about? But, you know, it's like that doesn't have to be the only way. There's another way to do about this, about making it to do it safe and to giving the best for our kids. It's, for me as a racer, for me as a mum, wanting my girls to drive, they want to drive. I want it to be as safe as possible for them. I want them to be as prepared as they can. I don't think just putting a stop to the age and making it later is going to be the grand thing that reduces all potential. It's not going to, it's just not. There's a better way to do it.
Yeah,
And
training.
Yes, yep.
100%. It's no different to the road toll. We used to have the road show and the police road safety section that would go around to the schools and teach kids all the things and kind of scare them a little bit about how dangerous it is to be on the road. And it was Carlo Callahan that got rid of that, and the road show that had the Tech built games in it that taught you about braking distance and looking left and right and all these little things that, you know, the three of us take for granted because we went through all of that. He turned that into a tactical response centre. So when we have big events where we need a tactical response centre, we can take the roadshow trailer and park it there and can use that as a...
Yeah.
They could do it with it in Victoria at the moment, couldn't they?
Well, I'd been, prior to our last season starting, I did go to Ray Treasure and spoke some of my ideas out loud with him, knowing that I wouldn't be able to progress any further on it without the support of the Motorplex, but without the support of Andra as well. And I would really love to create a junior drag racing school. I've got some things that I've been working on that then would be the material. I did the Ken Lowe driving school, stepping from juniors before getting into the altered as a stepping stone, also doing the Frank Hawley drag racing school in America as well. For the last 4.5 years, I've been working for the University of Notre Dame and building online learning modules. And for all of that aspect that I can put together, I really believe that I could create something that would be, I think I could create something amazing and great, but there is nothing existing at the moment for it to even be a step above. What we're relying on the families teaching their kids now is what they've learnt from the person next door, and how much someone says that you to take in, how much you remember, who are you learning from, and how are you teaching. And I've said before, some people are like born teachers. Some people, they don't know how to teach. To try and educate, read whether that person's actually taking in that information, processing that information, have understood what you're saying correctly. And as a parent, and you can see it, and I'm not saying anyone at the drags, but you know, we've got school-age kids, you can see it at school. You can see the type of parents that push their kids, run harder, try harder, you're not doing, you know, no tears, you got to do this straight through. And whether the kids feel comfortable being vulnerable, emotional, or even saying, I don't know what you mean when you said that. Could you explain it a different way? And so if there was a criteria that the education and learning and training and licensing had to meet, and I'm saying, yes, your practical on-track passes, but some theoretical learning as well, there's another way to do this, and I'm working on it.
Yeah, you make a valid point. You also made me feel horrible about how I push my kids. But anyway,
it's very different, and some kids are very different. Look, my daughter had swimming lessons today, and it was all the talk.
It is pretty funny though what you just said, because if you hadn't sort of grown up around this sport, and you weren't actively involved in it, and your kid wanted to do it, and you went and bought a junior dragster and, you know, suit and helmet and everything, and then what?
Well, do you know what
you know what I mean?
Do you know what the NDRA website says? How do I get involved? Frequently asked questions. How do I get involved? Question mark. Go up and contact a friendly family in the pits. We're all very friendly and approachable. And it's like, what if the one you randomly pick isn't? But what if you're not that type of person? And what if some people don't want to say, I don't know nothing. Tell me all you've got.
Do you remember the punch-ons that used to happen in junior drags?
It was all water fights when I was there. But, you know,
I'm not talking about the kids.
You can't assume that everyone... Back
you do remember that?
No, not for me. I had a great group of juniors around me, which is why I'm so passionate about like supporting and building.
Didn't one of the parents get suspended or something?
Oh, I don't recall that.
You know, no. I'm not going to comment. I need to edit this out anyway.
But you're right. You make a valid point.
Yeah.
We can't rely, and the sport can't rely, especially our grassroots end of our sport, can't rely on the good nature of other competitors to teach and I mean, yes, that does help.
No, I know.
And most races will.
To even trust that, because how do you know that the person that you choose to pick their brains actually is telling you all the information that would really best be in your best interest to pass on to your kids?
We live, like I have been saying this about some sort of formal and, you know, basic, not for junior dragster because that's, you know, even more complicated, but just something very simple just to teach new drivers where the start line is and where the finish line is. And that sounds ridiculous until you're in the car and you roll straight through the beams, you know?
I would love it, and I would love a whole educational info pack even for the spectators. I've shared it before about Group 3 and Darling. We need to educate so we can grow the fans of the sport.
Maybe we could try and put something together, like almost like a simple game, but something that gives you an idea on, you know, how quick rollout.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like how quick you can see, boom, boom, and then all of a sudden you're in the weeds, you know, because if you've never driven before, I mean, I will hammer someone for hours that is going down for the first time about you need to go in really slow because you'll roll straight through those two beams before you know it. And the finish line is down there. There used to be some stripes on the ground.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled for those.
I'll have to bring it in to show you guys when we next record, but we were over at MSCN while we were in Sydney, had to get a new fuel line fitted, and we were fortunate enough to get a tour through the workshop there, which was amazing. But Mark Hinchelwood, he gave the girls, he had some booklets made, A4, maybe a little bit smaller than A4 booklets, made for when he was racing sprint cars, and possibly still handing them out now for team members. But packed filled with activities, colouring ins, but information to really teach the kids about the sport. And it's amazing. It really is. You're building the fans' interest from their knowledge of what's actually happening rather than what they can see.
Yeah.
And it just needs to be done.
This is one thing that I always say. What if you are new to the sport? What does every circuit racer do when they rock up to a track? Even if they've raced there before,
They walk the track.
They walk the track.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We used to do it at Ravenswood.
Every racer who's not familiar with the track, if you've never raced before, leave your car at home. Walk the track first.
They do for juniors now. It's part of the junior dragster licensing policy that they have to walk the track, and they actually do. They stop at increments to say, "This is here. This is." They'll go down to the finish line and make their points of what are the markers on the track and the flags for there. But they do make a point of doing that now for the juniors.
Yep.
I don't know if it's a...
But turn the Christmas tree on as well. Turn the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
Turn the pre-stage on and get your feet.
Yeah,
in
but
the beams.
even if you get them in, you know, junior dragster's easier than a car, but you get them in there and you, like, physically push them so they can see.
Yeah, you can roll it through and you can say, okay, so see there, see there.
See that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much to be learned from just standing on the track. So much.
Yeah, but the problem is, so go back to the Ravenswood.
While we're on, I'll just say with that, why it's good in the car rather than just standing your foot here and there, because when you can see it in the car, you can see how far that rotation of your front runner is going.
Yep.
And so that's what I
Perspective.
That's what I had when I was stepping out of juniors and doing the Ken Lowe driving school. He actually had like a one of those meter measure wheels that was the size of the rim, and he said, so starting off at this point, and if we get to here, and that's going to be where then you'll be in full stage, and go that little bit further, now you're in too deep, you know, you're in deep stage there. And it was a really good visual to have, and that really helped understand.
So we would have a driver briefing where we could talk about any issues that we had, and we could walk the track, you know, if we wanted to have a good look at it. The last time I was down there and tried to walk the track, I got told to get off the track. And I understand that prep is important, you know, but I think it's also, you know, especially like on Wednesday nights and stuff like that, where you got new drivers, you need to... You're going to waste more time if they keep rolling through the beams or go in the sand or whatever. If you got guys that have never raced before, you could say, hey, listen, jump in the car, right? So this is, see how slow I'm going in? Right, pay attention, because if you go too fast, this is what's going to happen. This is where the finish line is, right? Don't keep on the gas because you've got to make this hard left. You'll end up in the sand.
Yeah,
You know what I
even
mean?
doing a driver's briefing for that reason, like you said, for the Whoop-Ass Wednesdays and everything, a lot of first-timers, newcomers to that, having a set time for driver's briefing, which happens before it officially starts. And, like you said, we don't want so many people standing on the track itself, bringing whatever's on the bottom of their shoes onto it with them, but just standing off to the side on the other side of the wall, and then having someone there explaining, track staff in the middle, he's just going to show you
where the start line is, where the finish
with
line
his foot,
is.
where those 2 points of your stage are. Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, I think we'll bring this one to an end. We've gone way over time.
Told you I was passionate today.
No,
You were.
hour and a
It was
half,
No, we've gone an hour and 35.
Yeah, I've been watching the clock, buddy. I've been watching the clock.
Anyway, look, thanks, Simon. Thanks for coming in. Michelle, thanks for coming in. And we'll see you all again. Look, I need to apologise as well. We've had a month off and it's all been me. No one else. I know you were away, but you did make yourself available to record online.
I was gonna zoom in.
So, but yeah, it's all been on me. I've been busy working with the field days coming up. Well, with the field days we had. So anyway, we're back to normal programming. My apologies. Thank you for all the messages from everyone. So is everything all right? Is everything okay? Everything's fine. We're all okay.
Can't you do it without Michelle?
There's a podcast I used to listen to called The Last Podcast.
Yeah.
And they just stopped.
Yeah. A lot of them do.
I don't know where but it didn't seem like...
So the first one was the last?
No. They've been going for a long time, and, they had a pretty
Well,
big...
surely you were expecting it, right?
No.
It was the last one was the last one.
Just stopped. Oh, because of the
It was all
name.
in their plan, honestly.
Yeah, no. I got a feeling that what happened was a major podcasting, Comcast or someone like that took the name, because I've noticed that there's all these other ones now that are calling themselves The Last Podcast, but they were the original during COVID, made a name for themselves.
Yeah. No, anyway, we're not finished. We got busy with work.
We're only just starting.
I got busy with work, so my apologies, but we're back. And we will see you in 2 weeks' time. All right, thanks.
And we will report on Alice Springs at that stage.
And the US Nationals.
And the US
And
Nationals.
the US Nationals.
Yep, we will.
We could probably go home and watch now.
And Monza as well. Monza Grand Prix. We need to talk about a couple of podcasts coming up off air. Anyway, we'll talk about that.
We'll do that off air.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you soon.
See ya.